Hello everybody, yes with ya, and welcome back to another tutorial on the TwinPlayz channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about making a shop GUI just like this one right here. So I know you guys are probably going to want something like this. The thumbnail you saw there was lucky blocks and stuff. I am going to be adding that in future tutorials. I think for now it's better we just go through the simple stuff. But yeah, so we have a GUI right here, and this is what we're going to be using for the game. There's money, so you can buy cash. So if I buy it, it adds it down there. Does sounds effects. There's game passes. There's also gears, which we'll talk about later as well. And then there's ServerLuck. So, you know, every time you purchase ServerLuck, if you watch the past few videos, it adds in the bottom right, but it can keep going to whatever max amount of time. And if you have max amount, then you can just add more time to it. So yeah, you guys, basically that's about it. We're going to get straight into this video. If you guys have been following the tutorials, then that's perfect. Feel free to subscribe and yeah, like this video. Let's get right into this. Alrighty, you guys. So, thank you very much. I know it's been a while since I posted. I'm really trying to get these videos out. They're just really tight right now because I want to make sure they're very good videos. But of course, I'll be spamming what I can. But yeah, so you're just going to go into the description and you're going to grab the model. So you can go ahead and grab this and download it or whatever. Just feel free to open it in Studio. If you're on Studio Lite, just click and download this. You should be able to grab it if you're on the phone. So just click that link and log into Roblox. But yeah, so once you guys get this, another thing as well, if you guys want to join the membership, feel free to in the description. We have everyone in the Discord. I actually am doing a Discord giveaway right now, and if you want to come and join by the end of the week, I'm giving away 3,000 Robux, 1,000 each person. But yeah, so other than that, we do have a Discord channel which talks about and gives you guys all the kits and assets and all that crap. And you don't have to program anything. You could watch the video if you want. You don't really have to. It's already done for you, and you just import it into your game. And of course, I give suggestions and everything. So feel free to join if you can. And thank you very, very much to everyone who is a part of the membership. You guys are awesome. But yeah, okay. So this is my game. So I'm actually going to quickly hop into my other one that doesn't have the new shop GUI. And I can show you the old one and we'll see the whole big difference. But there's a lot we're going to have to do in this video. So you guys are going to have to stay in tune, okay? Okay, so as we load into the old game, this is what it looks like. It should look like this for you guys right now. So we're going to be customizing this and making it much better. So yeah, feel free to stop and just, you know, let's get right into this. So like I said, if you download this model, you can actually just go to Model tab and click Model. I know I have the old UI, guys. If you do have the newer UI, you're just going to have to find a way to get it, everything, and look at the video. But either way, okay, so you go to the toolbox, right? You go into your toolbox, go to your inventory right here, and you should be able to import this right here. So once you import this, there is a bunch of stuff we need to do. And hopefully everything I have is right. If we do run into errors, I'll fix it after the video, but also I will make sure you guys get it done here. Okay, so you are going to have to read this right here. This, if you do want to just not watch the video, you can, you know, skip through the coding parts, feel free to. But you're going to need to replace and ungroup a lot of things. And then we're going to code 3 scripts, okay? Not all of them, of course, but I make it linear for you guys because I don't want you to worry about coding so much. But, okay, so replicated storage. Let's just go top to bottom. So replicated storage remotes. So we're going to go in here. This is the old one, so I'm just going to delete it. And I'm going to grab this right here, and we're going to put it into replicated storage, okay? So I'm going to go off there. Now, guys, you can also go and like, okay, so this one's replicated storage.configuration.modules. So I'm going to drag this into replicated storage, configuration, and then I'm going to put it into modules. Now, before I ungroup this, I just want to look at a few things. Okay, so I have tools, shop, ServerLuck. So if you guys do have custom stuff, so for this, I mean, if you already have your ServerLuck customized, you're going to want to make sure updates to your new one. You don't really have to change it out. I didn't really change anything much. I just added a 4. But if you guys want to go on and make 6, blah, 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 we'll talk about that in a sec. But yeah, so just make sure you guys are changing whatever needs to be done. Okay, so I'm going to drag this into modules, and I'm going to delete the old one, okay? And then for shop, we don't have that, so we can just drag them to modules. Tools, we do have. So this is the same thing. If you do have custom tools, you're going to need to make sure to do some things. But honestly, what you can do, this is really easy, is open up my script, okay, and we have the old one. And what you can do is I actually just added this game passes section. So feel free to copy and paste this over to this one right here and just put it under the new one. So put a comma and then just go, we can like do a comment and do game passes and go like that. Okay. So now we have, now we have game passes right here. So that's about it. You don't need to really redo any of your tools. You can delete this one in here. Okay, now tool behavior, same thing again. If you have custom tools, you're gonna want to check some things. I actually only added the ban hammer, which I'm gonna talk about. It doesn't work, guys. It was just a placeholder. We're gonna get into videos about specifically doing these items. But yeah, so ban hammer, we'll just do that, and we can go and put this in here and delete. Yeah, just delete this. You don't need it. Okay, so everything's good in here. It looks like we have this set up, and I'm gonna explain everything for you guys in a bit. So I'm going to delete these. Okay. Server script service. We're going to go into, close this out, server script service, and we have tools. So let's remove this script, and we're going to put this new one in here. Okay. So just do that. Once you're good, you should be fine. And then we're going to go server script service.services. So services right here. It looks like I have the new services manager. I think you guys, this is the old one. So this is the new one right here. So honestly, this is better. So we're going to just, yeah, we're going to delete the old one right here, okay? And then if you watch the last video, like service, you can get that. And then Game Pass service, you're just going to drag it into there, okay? And like I said, these are already programmed for you. I wanted to keep it easy for you guys because it's just a lot of code, and I understand how it is for people watching these videos. Okay, so once we do that, you're good to just close all those out. Now we're going to do server storage, okay? So let's close server script service. We're going to go to server storage, and we have a lot of crap in here. Okay, so yeah, I changed some things up here, and I made my game is a little different, but I'm gonna have to show you guys some of these things. But we'll do the cleanup after because I do want to do that. But yeah, so basically, actually, yeah, I mean, you can even do that right now. Like effects, you can drag this in. I don't even know if you guys have effects. Don't worry about that, but we'll drag that into there. And then tools is the same thing. Oh, you know what? I didn't even notice that. Yeah, so if you see assets right here, we have tools, and then we have Game Pass, okay? So you're going to have to remove your old tools. Now, if, like I said, if you have tools that were in your new one or whatever, like in here, just put them into the new one, okay? Or all you have to do is grab this tools and put this Game Pass folder, so like this, into tools, and then this is the new Banhammer thing, and you're going to grab this tool folder and put it in assets, okay? So that's how it should look. This is how yours should look right now. You don't need bindables. I'm going to get rid of this in a bit here, and I'll show you how I did that. But yeah, for now, it's okay. So once we do that, assets is good. I'll close that out. We have purchase handlers. Okay, so purchase handlers, we have all of these ones. So I'm actually just going to delete these, and I'm going to put this into server storage. Now, we're going to have to program currency products, which I'll talk about. There's a few things we need to code, but we'll do those very simply. And then, yeah, starter GUI. So RobuxShop GUI. So this is going to go in here, and we're going to delete the old one. So delete the old one, okay? And it should... nothing should change. If you watch the previous video, this is what it should look like. Okay, and then we're going to go to starter.GUI.shop GUI. So in here, in shop GUI, we're going to delete this script, and we're going to drag this over to shop GUI, just like that. Okay, so, yeah, that's it. And then I'm going to keep this README so I make sure we know what we're programming. We have tools, currency products, and RobuxShop. Okay, actually, yeah, so tools, currency product, RobuxShop. Okay, so currency product, and then we're going to open up... oopsies, tools, and then we're going to go to RobuxShop. Okay, so don't play your game because it's not going to work. So I'm going to explain this to you guys and how we did this. So we're going to go to the bottom and do the tools event. Let's do that. Guys, I'm going to be reprogramming a lot of this stuff in the next few videos just when I come and talk about this because, you know, I want to make sure that you guys have a well-written game. So like this, all these scripts in here are going to be turning into modules. So we'll be doing that later on. Okay, so in here, let's just start programming. All right, so first of all, we're going to do local configuration as CFG equals tools and then tool name, just like this. And then we're going to do if not CFG, then return end. So basically on this event, well, this is by the way, guys, this is the grant tool event that I made. So just basically going to give us the tool if they have the Game Pass. That's what we're doing here, this shop. It's going to be a Game Pass event. Okay, then, so we're going to do tool data like this, and we're going to go player equals tool data player or brackets. So it's empty. There's nothing in there. So now what we can do is honestly just keep this copied if you want. We're going to go tool player, and then we're going to go tool name, and we're going to go tool data printed again, tool name, or just like this, okay? So we can just go and make sure these things are defined. I can just paste this again. And we're going to go tool name and then dot owned equals true. And then we're going to go give tool. This is a local function we have in here. Player, comma, tool name, comma, CFG. Okay, so basically we're going to run through here and we're going to do give tool. And then in give tool right here, we're going to actually just double check through the tools game passes. We're going to check just in all the tools and assets, and we are going to give the player the tool. So that's what goes on here. It's pretty nice, and we have all the animations, handles, all that crap. So yeah, that's about it. You don't need to worry about tools anymore. So we have the grant tool event, and it's done for you. Okay, RobuxShop. So RobuxShop, I'm going to just double check and make sure, you know, get these right for you guys because I don't need to worry about it. So if I scroll down to the bottom right here. So what right now I have coded is it's not going to open or close. So you want to make sure it opens and closes. So to do that, we're going to program it. So there is a few ways of doing this. I'm going to just open this up for you guys. But yeah, okay. It's honestly very simple. So local function open shop is like this. We're going to do animations. This is the animation module we have. And we're going to do animate frame. And we're going to do RobuxShop frame, comma, true. So with this this functions that we made in animations, it's a module we have. It basically does all the animations for you, and all you have to give it is the shop frame, and then you just set it to true as in it's opening. So now for close shop, you just copy and paste. You call this close shop, and then you just go Robux shop frame and you go false. So that's about it. Okay, now all you have to do this is I mean, this is just checking. Honestly, same thing. You don't really need to do this. We can go Robux shop button. And I mean, this is like I said, these are things you don't need to do, but it's also just precautions for, you know, sometimes when you do things. You can go is a text button, or Robux shop button is a image button. Okay, so you can go like that. So that's just saying, oh yeah, it's a image button, blah blah blah. Then, so now we have this. Okay, what we are gonna do is we're gonna do Robux shop button dot activate. Oh, not archable. Dot activated. Just like this, connect function, and you're going to open it just like that. And we're going to do Robux. So now we're going to check if Robux shop frame dot visible. So, my gosh. Then, so what we're saying here is it visible? Is it already is it showing to the screen? Then we're going to do close shop. So that's basically saying if it gets activated and it's visible. This is just saying the opposite of what it is. Okay. And this is where we run the functions. So close shop, open shop. You low-key could just, you know, put in like the animation right here and just do instead of doing these functions, you could just put it right here. But you know, if you have other codes, like if we were to do this through just straight tween service, you'd want these functions. But this is just kind of I guess a good practice in some sort. And then that's how you do it. You just do else open shop. Okay. So that's about it for Robux shop. So this is what it should look like. Basically, you just coded it very simple. You're opening the shop, you're closing it if it's not open. So it's just the opposite of what it is. If they click the button, it's going to open it. Okay. So we're going to close that out. Now we have the add money function. So this is for adding money. So to do this, we're going to program this. Now, guys, like I said, I always just want to make sure I have these done for you guys and we don't have any issues. Okay. So right here, guys, a lot of this might be changing too because we're going to be doing profile store in the future, but it will be a longer video, which we'll talk about later. Okay, so local ls equals player wait for child, and we're going to go leader stats just like this. If ls then, so we're going to wait for the player and we're going to wait for the leader stats, which I can explain in a bit here when we play the game. So when the player loads in, we give them leader stats and we want to find that data. And if we do, then we're going to do local cash equals ls wait for child money. I think it's to find money. If you guys do have it named as cash, like on the leaderboard, change it to cash, okay? But for now, it's money. I don't know why I say it local cash, but it could just be local money. But if cash and cash is a, so is a, oops, like this, and we'll go int value, then it should be a number value, but we're doing int value. Cash.value plus equals amount, and we're going to go return, oops, true, okay? And then down here, you can just go and do return true. Okay, so that is about it. So add money just gives you the money here. What we're doing is we're basically getting the cash from the leader stats, or the money. We're getting the money, sorry. And then if we find the money and then we check that it's an int value, then we're going to add the value by the amount. So the amount is what we get through our purchase data.value. So data.value is something I'll talk about right now. Okay, so We also changed ServerLuck Handler, by the way. I know I had you guys, I think, program this in the past video, but it's made for you. So just make sure to change that out, which it already was. But okay, so I'm pretty sure everything should work if I play the game. We could test it out, but let's quickly explain these things for you. Okay, so tools. Real quick, what I added is Game Pass ID and Hidden from Shop. So those are just two new things. Hides from the shop, basically, if you don't want it. And what I mean by the shop, guys, is you know how we have two things right here? We have a shop, and then we have a Robux shop. We don't want it showing in this one, because this one is just people purchase every time they join the game, right? So Game Pass shop is what we want to do through, because you don't want it to just be in this one, because that's not how it is. But yeah, and then there's, of course, like different things, like if you want to add reburst, blah, 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 but you don't want that, because it's a Game Pass. So these are the 4 Game Passes, by the way. We're going to be making them. I will be remaking, doing a Medusa head, all those kind of things. So we'll be doing that. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go into shop here. Okay. So you're probably a little confused when we look at this, but let's just figure this out. ServerLuck is honestly the same thing, really easy. So what we're going to do is you're going to go to game settings. Now, if you're on mobile light, like I said, you're going to have to make sure that you go down to, you're going to have to go to your monetization inside the creator tab on your phone. And you're going to have to make all these passes. It's going to be really, really tedious. I'm not going to lie. It still is really tedious when you do it through here. I really don't like it. But yeah, so create dev product. Okay, so there's ServerLuck right here. This is just 2 times. So if I want to make a 4 times, I go edit. And I'd say ServerLuck 4 times. And I go 100. Okay, so I save it. I go monetization. I go ServerLuck 4 times. Copy ID. And then I go back into here and I paste it into dev product. Okay. And yeah, time, price, blah, blah, blah. Now, like if you want to do 6, you just put a comma, guys, and you just go right here and you put 6 times. It's only going to go up a certain amount as much as you want. But yeah. And then the dev product, don't worry, it doesn't matter. It's just as long as that's what it's going to be charging it. Okay. So if you don't change it, it's going to charge you the 4 times. But yeah, so I'll have 6 times now. Okay. In shop. So same thing here. Now I'm going to explain to you a little different because it's not as easy to understand, but so we have kinds. We have products, we have game passes, we have categories. So cash, category game pass, category item, and then we have the IDs. And then there's values for the cash. So I made it just like Steal a Brainrot, so I don't recommend changing them. If you want to change them, so these are the values. So this is going to give you 1 million, 10 million, 25 million, 1 billion, and 10 billion, if I'm right. So if you want to change these values, you can go ahead and change them. I think it updates automatically. I don't remember if I did or not, but I'll show you how to change that in a bit here on the screen. But yeah, so these are basically the money values. And like I said, you guys, you're going to have to change the ID. So the ID is the product ID. So what we did in game settings, if it's a product, you hit create right here, okay? And this is where I'd go right here and I'd say like 1 million, like 1 mil cash. And then I go like 50 Robux or something. And I hit click save. Go to game settings. And you guys remember, you have to do it for each one, okay? So go for down and do it for each single one. And then you just paste that ID right here, okay? So Game Passes is different because you use a Game Pass ID. So to get a Game Pass ID, it's the same way you would do anything. You know, we could go to our Create tab or whatever, and you could go to your game. So if I go to my game, I could go here. I could go to Passes. And then I'd hit create a pass, okay? And then you create a pass and you get that ID from the pass. And to get that pass, by the way, you just, like, I'll just go like here, create, whatever. And then I just grab this and I click copy pass ID. Okay, does that make sense? I hope so. And you do have to make sure you make it as for sale. So you go here and you click it, and then you open this tab and you go sales and you click item for sale and you go like 150, click save changes. And that's about it. And that works also, like I said, for dev products. So if you go dev products, it's the same thing right here. Okay. So that's about it for that portion. Okay. And so another thing to quickly note, you guys are probably like, oh, well, Steal a Brainrot, these are actually products too. Right here. They actually don't do game passes because like if you look at the screen, like if you look at the game passes on Steal a Brainrot, we can even go look at it right now. They don't have them as game passes because they actually do it through their game through data store. But I didn't want to do that because of some issues right now with our data store system. But yeah, so as you can tell, they have like VIP 2 times and admin commands on their thing. But inside the game, they have a permanent like, oh, ban hammer. So how do you do that? Well, you have to save it through data stores. but I don't want to do that yet. So we'll be changing this later to products, and I'll show you guys how to make it so if they buy it just once, they get it forever. But that's a later story. But yeah, so go ahead and make these. There's better luck, all these craps. Now, guys, none of these, I pretty honestly didn't even explain this. None of these actually work right now, like 2 times money, VIP, admin commands, and better luck, because we haven't made them. So I'm going to have to make some videos for this, you guys. I wanted to just get this video out because it's just so much in one video, so it's better to just, not have it all spread. So, yeah. So, okay. So, yeah, for now, this is it. Okay? And, yeah, I think that's it. So, let's just test and pray to God everything loads. ServerLuck. Oh, yeah. So, ServerLuck is not... Oh, the sound service. I almost forgot about that. Okay, so, I'll have to add that real quick. Well, either way, pretty easy to do. So if you go to your sound service, and we see we have a bunch of stuff right here. So I'm gonna have to, like I said, stuff needs to be fixed. We're gonna clean up our game in a bit here. But yeah, so in sounds right here, I'm gonna actually just drag it from my old game. You guys will have this at the beginning of the video, so don't worry. If you're watching this, you should have this, but just make sure you have all these sounds. So I'll just replace mine real quick. I'll put this into sounds. And as you can tell, these are the new ones, and I'll close them out, okay? And these are all the sounds, by the way, you guys, so you can really customize this how you like. There's ServerLuck, there's Rebirth, all this crap. I'm going to be, some of these don't work exactly, but I'm going to be fixing it in a bit here. So if I click play now, no errors, let's see. Okay, and we have our band hammer, works, shop GUI, just double check. Okay, so we have our owns. Let's just see. We have to double clear check. Perfect. It adds. Okay. And then we go here, ServerLuck. And it adds. Okay. Yeah, I got to make sure this works. And you guys can hear the sounds. Internal error, get async, data store, purchase history. Yeah, so this is the data store stuff we have to fix. And yes, so these are warnings right here, you guys. So these right here I added. So like you see, I don't have, I own the Game Pass Flying Carpet and Black Hole, but I don't have it as a tool. So that's where you get these warnings. It doesn't break your game. It just says that there's no tool for that. Okay. So that's something to note. And then I go down here and, yes. Odd. Okay. Well, I have to see why that happens, but 4 times. Weird. Okay. But yeah, so basically right here, you see, you get the point. Okay. So that's how that works. Okay. So, if I were to, customize the GUI, so I'm going to show you this part. Now you're probably like, okay, yeah, you probably want to customize it because you don't want to show that some of these things if you don't have the items. Okay. Cause right now we don't have the items in our game. So to do this, we open up RobuxShop frame, and all I recommend, okay, this is what I recommend, is until you actually get some of these things made, is you probably want to make them invisible. Okay, so you could go right here and you could go into content, you could go into list, and you see all these things right here. So game passes, you could just make this invisible like that. Okay, and that's going to just not delete it, but it's also not going to let people use it. Okay, and then like game pass text, you can go right here and make it invisible. Gears, we're going to have to make it invisible because we don't have it yet. So, I mean, you could, it just depends what you want to do. Make some of these like black hole slap. We already have it, you guys. You just have to make it using the video I told you about where it makes making the things. But I will be making a video on this. And then, yeah, band hammer. These two you could literally make right now. Laser gun needs to be made. Flying carpet needs to be made, blah, blah, blah. But all of these can be made if you really just try using ChatGPT or something. But yeah, so I'll go like that. And this is what we have for now. Okay. So I hope you guys kind of get the point of that. And when it comes to customizing things, like you can just click it. And then like you can change colors, you can change gradients, anything you want. I basically got it to look exactly like Steel Brainrot, which was nice. But I customized it just a little bit. Okay. But yeah, so that you kind of get the point here. So I'll keep these open just for now. But, you know, it's just until we get those things made, you're going to have to wait for that. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Pretty nice, pretty cool. And when you're done editing it, you just have to close it out just like this. Okay. But yeah, so that's about it. There's not too much more. I mean, more of the configuration stuff, which I'll probably just make another video in a bit here. But yeah, so yeah, you guys, I hope you kind of just like enjoyed this tutorial. looks like everything was working great, so that's nice. YouTube sent me that pretty cool thing, so I like that little sign, but I decided to use it. But I appreciate you guys very, very much once again, and thank you everyone who's part of the membership and everything. If you want to get these models and you don't have to worry about coding anything, join it, Discord in the description, because, you know, it helps me out, and I want to push out more videos for you guys, so I appreciate it. Have a great day, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.